Guys, I sure could you today in Raid Shadow Legends, coming back at you with another champion guide. Today, we're sticking with a theme of just amazing epic nukers. We've done quite a few in recent days. We've done Genbo last week, I want to say. We did Magnar, we did Fenax, we did Dirindil, but man, oh man, oh man, Fylja. Fylja. Bro, I'm telling you, says Todd, take that dwarf epic Fylja, builds her for damage, and then give me a shout out when you make the video talking about how you've been sleeping on this absolute beast. And then Jeremiah agrees. Agent Hellison agrees. Actually, I just got her. He wants to know how to build her. My bad. Milo says she single-handedly carried me through faction wars in some areas or arenas. My bad. So yeah, man, you guys really like Fylja. Let's go ahead and see what we can get out of this champion. Stay tuned. So let's go ahead and take a look at what makes Fylja so special here. Let's take a look at her A1 first. Attacks one enemy 2 times, destroys the target's max HP by 10% of the damage inflicted, cannot destroy a single target's max HP more than 50%. The multipliers on this are 1.7 attack, making it pretty strong because it's a 2-time hitter, okay? So a really strong A1 ability, good for Scarab King because of that reduction of the target's max HP. On the A2, Crushing Eternity. This has a 6.5 multiplier. That is really strong, especially for an epic champion. It's on a 4-turn cooldown. It has a 100% chance of fully depleting the target's turn meter. Obviously, this is predicated on accuracy, but 100% turn meter reduction, not too shabby. On the A3, it's Righteous Evocation. It's a 3-turn cooldown here, attacks all enemies, fills this champion's turn meter by 15%, and heals them by 15% of the damage inflicted if this attack is critical. Now, I want to get back to this in just a moment here because I read it wrong and maybe some of you guys did too in the beginning. But I'm not done yet. Boon Chant passive. If this champion has 2 or fewer buffs at the start of each turn, places increase attack big version and increase crit damage big version on this champion for 1 turn. No cooldown on that ability, so you can use it, well, every single turn. So really cool passive here to make sure that she's getting maximum damage, maximum carnage, if you will, on every single one of her nukes, provided she's not set up with a bunch of buffs to start things out with, okay? Even so, she has good multipliers in her kit. Now, before I show you her masteries, her build, and all that good stuff, I misread that A3 ability. The A3, by the way, multiplier is a 3.5, so not too bad, not insane, but not bad, right? So remember the verbiage here, guys, on the A3. It was fill his champion's turn meter by 15% and heals him by 15% of the damage inflicted if the attack is critical. Now, I read that as against, 15% straight up if the attack is critical, you get that turn meter fill. But it's really for every hit, for every target attacked. So here we are in Spider, and this is most notable in Dark Fae, right? A great ability, and you'll see she started out with increased crit damage, increased attack percentage, excuse me, and then Righteous Evocation. Here we go. Boom, and look at this, look at boost turn meter to fill. She gets back-to-back turns. Because it's every single critical hit will give you that 15% heal and that 15% turn meter fill. So again, this is noteworthy, not just in the arena, because you're basically getting a lot of that turn meter back, potentially again 60% turn meter, hitting every single opponent. That's going to be that turn meter boost off of that A3, which is really nice, right?
Not fair.
Obviously, we weren't trying to win that battle. I was just trying to demonstrate that A3 to get that out of the way because, again, at least when I remember reading it during the Corrado Fox Hunter fusion because there was 4 versions of her as the epic. So I hope that a lot of you guys have this champion. And I remember reading that and I'd be like, 15% turn meter fill, whatever. But it's for every single critical hit, okay? Well, I'm getting ahead of myself going into the arena. So I think that using her as a dungeon nuker with that turn meter fill and the turn meter depletion against bosses that are susceptible to turn meter depletion, she's a double hitter on the A1, so you can use her against Fire Knight, come in with the turn meter reduction on the A2. You could use her against Ice Golem as well, right? You could use her in Faction Wars for sure, right? Great against the red boss, the final dungeon boss of the Faction Wars, right? So a lot of use case on this champion, really, guys, and Dark Fae and Scarab King because of that A1. I keep going back to the arena. What is wrong with you, Ash? So I put some pretty good gear on her. We're going to try her out in the arena here. So we went over her kit. Masteries, I have her in an Arena Nuker build because honestly, I talked about all the areas you can use her. There's only really going to be 1 or 2 differences that we make depending on if we're using her in PvE or PvP, in the arena or anywhere and everywhere else. And that would be, I probably want to go War Master for, if you're just going to use her in dungeons and not as your arena nuker. However, you can still get by just fine with Helm Smasher, especially against waves, Doom Tower, areas like that. She's great against Doom Tower floors and waves as well. So, again, I forget your first name, but Christensen.
You're getting too old for this.
Props to you, man. You found a real sleeper here. I really truly believe that. So you can change these up a little bit if you want to. You don't have to, though. The other change would be, well, we'll get to that in a moment here. It's going to be on our boots. But obviously, Ruthless Ambush, I've said this every video, but I'm going to keep repeating it because it's so important for your Arena Nuker to pick up Ruthless Ambush, to pick up Opportunist, because we're going to have her on the same team as Cornelia, setting up with a sleep debuff, okay? So getting an extra 12% damage if they're under sleep is going to be fantastic. And of course, as always, bring it down. Increased damage inflicted by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP. That's really good. You add that 6% on the first hit and the 8%, and then you add the 12% on the Opportunist. We're really stacking up our damage and going with Helm Smasher to ignore defense, okay? We're also trying to ignore more defense off of this Savage set. Are they ever going to fix this bug where the set icons don't appear right away?
Tomorrow.
Why you can't just say you can go right now?
Crit damage in Savage. We're prioritizing attack, just loading as much attack as we can on her, getting that crit rate up to 100%, and then as much crit damage as we can possibly add on this champion. For that reason, we're going crit damage on the gauntlets. I got some extra attack there as well. We went with attack percentage on the chest, and we went for the attack percentage on the boots. Now, I prefer right now in the arena running a CC champion such as an Archmage helmet, a Sill of the Drakes with the stuns, or better yet, a Cornelia or a Prince Kymar with the sleeps ahead of my nuker. That way I can run my nuker slower. If you don't have those champions or you don't like that strategy, just go with speed on the boots. If I was going just in PvE, in just regular dungeons, I would definitely put speed on the boots and sacrifice some of that attack, okay? So, but hey man, I ascended these boots, got attack percentage. I ascended the gauntlets, I got attack percentage. Call me lucky, but yeah, why not? We're scaling up that attack percentage. So her total stats here are gonna be 52, 92 on the attack. Odds are, especially without those ascension stats, you're not going to get that nearly this high, but it's okay. She still deals really solid damage, okay? On the banner, we went with accuracy. Can go attack there as well, obviously, but I wanted to get some value out of that A2 ability and that turn meter reduction. The nice thing is the turn meter fail or anything like that, it's not stealing anything, so you don't need accuracy for it on the A3. You do, however, need accuracy for the Crushing Eternity on the A2. So if you want to get value out of this, you're going to need to build some accuracy on this champion. The best place is as substats on the amulet or as the main stat on the banner. So of course, if you just wanted to get nukage out of her, you didn't care about that turn meter depletion on the A2, you can just go with attack as well as the main stat on your banner. But I went with accuracy as a substat here on the amulet, and I went with accuracy, as a main stat there. Attack with a couple attack rolls there on the ring. And again, because I have crit damage on those gauntlets, I'm looking for crit rate anywhere I can possibly get it in all the other artifacts. Crit rate and crit damage, both of them together, even better, okay? So those are the total stats. That is the build of this champion. I love Savage on her. I love Lethal on her. Crit damage is nice, but you can go Perception as well. Get a little extra speed on this champion and get that extra 40 accuracy as well. You can go Cruel. There's a number of different directions you can go with that last set, or just go with just random artifacts to get the stats that you need, aka 100% crit rate. All right, guys, so here we are in the arena. Now, listen, I talked about all the other areas you can use this champion. Unfortunately, the Doom Tower rotation right now does not have Dark Fae, does not have Scarab King, so I cannot show you those examples. And really, it's fairly simple. As I mentioned, I would probably swap out those attack percentage boots for speed boots and then just run her as is. There is one important note, though, that I want to make to you guys, and that is on the team setup on this champion, it would probably behoove you in most situations, unless you really want that turn meter depletion, you know? Again, turn meter against a boss, for example, against Dark Fae or something like that, but even against Dark Fae, I really want that turn meter fill too. Either way, guys, no matter what you want, she is going to want to AI into, if you leave her to her own devices, into that A2, she's want to go ahead and deplete the target's turn meter. I like putting Righteous Evocation, her A3, as the opener and the first choice. That way she's always prioritizing that pretty hard-hitting AoE nuke on the A3. I want that AoE, I want that turn meter fill instead. So go in there and prioritize that no matter where you're using her, right? Other than that, we have Cornelia kind of setting the table here with the AoE sleep. I think Cornelia is criminally underrated in the arena. She's very fast too, which is important on somebody with a role that she has, right? Which is essentially Arbiter is a speed lead. She's going to turn meter boost on her A3. She's going to pass the baton, so to speak, to Cornelia. Now, keep in mind, Arbiter does have increased attack. That's going to be the only buff, so we can take advantage of the increased crit damage off the passive of Fylja. She's going to pass that baton to Cornelia. She's going to CC the enemy team with her sleep. Madame Ceres is going to come in there with her A3 Midnight Ritual. She's going to debuff the enemy team, remove their buffs, and not wake them up because she's not doing any damage. And then we have the time for our slow nuker. What is it? 175 speed on her. Our slow nuker to catch up and kill everybody as they wake up from the A2 of Cornelia. So if we watch it all together, let's see how it goes. We put him to sleep. Madame Ceres comes in, she debuffs, and boom, A3, big damage. Fylja. Sister. Man, I love it. I love it. All right, let's go against a little bit of a tankier team here. All right. Let's start. You know what? This is too easy. Let's start against this squad here. This squad. Not super tanky, but let's work our way up here. All right. So again, turn meter boost, passes the baton to Cornelia. Cornelia comes in here, puts everybody to sleep. Arbiter wakes up. Who cares? We're going to debuff. Fylja's up. Almost. Arbiter laps her. Fylja's now up. So I kind of want to show you guys that we can pop off somebody with the A3. Let's damage check the A2, though. Let's damage check against Valkyrie. Boom! Okay, hey, 77k isn't as high, anywhere nearly as high. I've seen over 200k nukes on this build, on this champion, but Valkyrie is probably had 1 million defense, right? So let's just A1 here. We'll come back around the A3, and that will be that, right? So not too scared there. We're good. That's the A3. We kill Arbiter. And then obviously we have to deal with the annoying Skull Crown unkillable, but we're going to be good to go. So again, that A2 hits pretty dang hard in its own right, which is really nice to have, you know, that A3 turn meter fill and then come around quickly on that A2, especially with the slow build. It's not as relevant or dangerous with a slow build on this champion as it may otherwise be on some teams. Why? Because we're getting all that turn meter fill anyway off of that A3 ability, right? So the speed, the slow speed is somewhat mitigated. All right, let's go against this squad. They got a Magnar. They got a Syl the Drakes. What's up, Syl the Drakes?
I'm a pimp slap you.
Put them all to sleep. Rinse and repeat, right? Debuff, A3, 100k plus to every single enemy. All right, let's face one of these trickier teams here, guys. Here we go. It's going to be a Lydia, so we're not going to be able to revive against this squad here. And they have an extra 100 resist, so they might resist my debuffs. So we'll just see what happens here. Zoom out. Turn meter boost, increase attack, pass it off. Let's see. Okay, sleep, sleep, sleep. It actually worked out pretty well. Let's go ahead and debuff here as well. Fylja, you're almost up. Now you're up. So I could do the same move, guys. I could just come in and see if we can one-shot their reviver. Let's do it. Boom! Oh, 121,000 damage. How much was it? Why did I put her to sleep? I have no idea. Why did I just do that? Okay, guys, nothing to see here. All right, let's come in with the A2. I just put her to sleep. We're not trying to showcase her when she's asleep. It's okay, though, because she is woken up, which is really, really good. We want her to be woken up there. I mean, I meant to do that, guys. I meant to do that. There she goes, kills everybody. Easy peasy, man. I really like this champion. She hits like a truck. All right, you know what? Let's try. Let's try to go against the 405k power Cupidus, Venus, Mithrala, and Duchess team. Let's try with our pathetic epic only. Well, actually, screw that. It's a 3 out of 4 epics. My bad. All right, so Stoneskin, 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 Stoneskin. Awesome. Not a good start here, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, sleep is not going to work here. Well, if I put it on Fylja, I'll get the turn meter fill, but I don't care about that. I'm just going to A1 here. I don't know. I'm just going to A1. All right. So I'm so scared of Cupidus. We don't remove any of the stone skins either. Not one. And I can't attack with any AoEs here because Cupidus will smoke me. I'm not feeling so good about this. So stone skin. Okay, we actually have a shot at taking somebody down. So let's see what we can do. Oof. We got the resist on the turn meter, but we did decent damage to Mithrala. Of course, she does have strengthen on her as well. All right. So again, I don't want to go with any AoEs. Let's just go ahead and poke here at Duchess. I'm not feeling too good about this one, guys. I'm not going to lie. Look at him. He's right there with a full turn meter. I'm just going to A1 into Duchess here. Here we go. Cupidus, let me have it, man. Let me have it. I can't trigger the counterattack. I can't go into A2. Here it is. Whoever he kills is going to be everybody. Close to everybody. Wow, she actually took a punch. Not too bad. Well, you know what? Can we get the heal first? No. Okay, well, hey, at least we win against the team, right? At least we win against the team. We're not scared here on the channel. Let's end with a victory, though, guys. Let's go against another tanky team that's not that tanky of a team, huh? All right, so let's go with... I mean, there's some good options here. There's this Mighty Uko and Cardial team. There's Syl and... But you know what? It's going to be this one, right? It's going to be this one. Rector's Wrath of Valkyrie and Ultimate Death Knight. So a lot of healage, some veils, revives, you name it. Shields, counterattacks, they've got it all. Annoying Ultimate Death Knight, they got him too. All right, let's come in here, put them all to sleep, and rinse and repeat. This is why this is such a great strategy for speed farming. Look at that. Hey, I'm a fan of Fylja, guys, if you couldn't tell. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, guys. If you think there's a sleeper out there who I've been sleeping on, go ahead and let me know. And here it is. Todd, again, thanks for the heads up, and thanks to everybody else for chiming in and letting me know how cool and hard-hitting this champion is. Definitely more than meets the eye on Fylja, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.